Pitt head coach saying they can put 100 on us as long as we win the next 2 games.
That's AI. He didn't say that.
He did say it.
He didn't say that.
AI.
No, he said it.
He didn't say
There's
that.
video of him
said it.
saying it.
No,
Coach.
that's AI. That's that fake stuff.
Light it.
The Triple Option is presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies and enjoy a lineup like never before. Crispy, juicy Tendies, now at Wendy's. All right, welcome. The Triple Option is back live this week with immediate reaction to the brand new college football playoff rankings that just came out. Some conversations about the ACC. Some new teams are now in the playoffs, and there has been a few subtle changes worth talking about. He's Urban Meyer. I'm Rob Stone, as always. Thanks for joining us. Please rate, subscribe at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as across social media at 3X Option Show. New episodes come your way every Wednesday on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Fun new feature right now over on YouTube, Coach. When you like our videos, so when your grandkids are watching the Triple Option and they're taking the remote and they're flicking around, when they go to the thumbs up, you're going to see a little football animation. So tell the kids in the Meyer household, we want a lot of footballs with those thumbs up, liking the subscription, liking the show.
Duly noted. Good.
Okay. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. We're going to be reacting live every Tuesday night once the rankings drop. Please leave your questions, leave your comments. We might respond to them live during this broadcast. On this week's episode of the Triple Option presented by Wendy's, we're going to talk with Notre Dame running back Jeremiyah Love. We're going to give our Heisman candidates and discuss Pat Narduzzi's unique take on this week's Pitt-Notre Dame game. That's coming when the full episode drops tomorrow. But we begin our live broadcast with Any Given Saturday, and every Saturday takes on more and more importance as we get closer and closer to the final college football playoff ranking. Quick reminder, 12 teams make the playoff. 5 highest-ranked conference champions get that automatic bid. And again, new this year, the top 4 seeds, regardless if they are a conference champion or not, will get a first-round bye. Again, all those first-round games hosted on campus. So, Coach, let's get right to the rankings right now. And no changes 1 through 5. Buckeyes, Hoosiers, Aggies, Tide, Bulldogs all remain in the same spot. BYU's loss at Texas Tech is the one thing that kind of changed things from spots 6 all the way down to 12. So you see Texas A&M getting that win. They go up 2 spots, Coach, to number 6. They are followed by Ole Miss, who went down 1 spot. Oregon hung on for dear life to get that win on the road at Iowa. They go from 9 to 8. The Irish move up a spot from 10 to 9, and Texas sitting there at number 10. Oklahoma, BYU, the 2 teams just on the outside. BYU falling 5 spots, Coach, due to that loss to Texas Tech. So there's a look at the top 12 right now. Right below that, by the way, Utah, the only other team that stayed put. So Utah was 13 last week. They're 13 this week as well. All right, so Coach, you look at this. Anything at all jump out to you? Anything worth noting in your eyes?
Every time I see the rankings come out, I guess I still got that coach mentality. Who cares? You know, you got to do what you got to do. And I remember we were counted out, and this is back in the BCS era when I was at Florida and we played Arkansas. And at halftime, I remember coming in at halftime and they said, USC just lost to UCLA. And we had no intention of us because, you know, UCLA was not going to beat USC, and they did. And that meant if we win the game, we're in the national, you know, one of the top 2 teams in the country. And then I remember the college football playoff, walking into the Big Ten championship game before the 14 playoff, and we're 6th. We're behind TCU and Baylor. And once again, no chance of going in. We just had a job to do, and that's go play the best we can. And we ended up jumping Baylor and TCU. So nothing's that surprising. Nothing changed at the top. I'm glad they're not penalizing people for wins. You know, if you would have bumped Indiana down, I would have been, that's not right. I mean, Penn State's got every good as talent as anybody on that screen right there. And same thing you can say Oregon went on the road in a driving rainstorm and beat Iowa. You know, football people understand that. So I'm glad there was not penalty. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of ball left. I'm a BYU guy now because of actually a Utah guy, but I really appreciate Coach Sataki at BYU.
Caught yourself
when that
there,
was a
didn't
tough
you?
left. Yeah, I used to not even say the letters BYU. But how do you not love that guy? How do you not love the way his team play? And they ran into a buzzsaw. I stood next to Texas Tech, and I sized them up. They're an SEC-looking team. They really are. They got the skill set. They got to keep their quarterback healthy. We saw that, but if they stay healthy, they're gonna swing at some SEC Big Ten schools.
Yeah, last week BYU, where were they? They were number 7. So they were in the bracket. They were matched up against Notre Dame. That loss in Lubbock bumps them out, but not a huge punishment. You know, they're still able to lurk there. They did drop 5 spots. They've got a couple weeks to try and build themselves up. And we know this time of the year, some of those teams up top, something is going to happen to a couple of them, and they're going to slide down, and teams are going to rise on up. So the Big 12 still with an opportunity to get 2 programs in, but right now it's only one of them. Texas Tech up 2 spots to number 6, and then there's BYU.
Tell us again
at 12.
about the one automatic bid for the non-power.
So you want to talk the Power 6. So let's go to the bracket right now, because this is another conversation. So if we take a look at the bracket, Coach, there are 3 new teams in the bracket this week. Number 10, Texas. So as of now, Texas now in the playoff picture. Number 11, Miami. We've got a whole ACC conversation to come in just a second. And your Power 6 team this week, it is the University of South Florida. How about them Bulls? Remember last week it was Memphis there in that 12 spot. This week it's USF as that group of 6 team that is currently going through to the big dance.
And who did you say? You said James Madison has a shot.
James Madison is lurking. North Texas is lurking as well. Overall, if you take a look at the full top 25 rankings, SEC, they had 9 last week. They're down to 8. Big 10 has 6 overall. Big 12 now has 4. Your Cincinnati Bearcats coach made it. They are sitting at number 25 this week as well. And the ACC with 5 programs. Let's talk about the ACC real quick, Coach. Miami, right now, they're the ones slotted in to go to the tournament. They, however, are ranked 15th. So they went up 3 spots. They're at number 15. So that's good on Miami. What's not so good is the ACC standings. Miami's in 7th place. 7th place. What's left for Miami on their schedule? They host North Carolina State this week, and then they close, Coach, on the road at Virginia Tech and then at a Pittsburgh team that is up a couple spots and ranked number 22. Of course, Pittsburgh has Notre Dame. More on that on the triple option on Wednesday. So I look at this, Coach, and I say the ACC is looking like they now have a real chance to squeeze 2 programs in. As long as Miami takes care of business, they're in a position to be there. And then the ACC conference champion, which is looking like a Georgia Tech, a Virginia, a Pittsburgh, maybe even SMU or Duke, would be that second ACC team to get in there.
Yeah, I like the fact the ACC, I mean, it's as competitive league as any league in the conference right now. You got a log jam there. And I talked to Coach Narduzzi this morning, and they're getting ready to play Notre Dame. And I know we're going to talk about what he said, which
that's coming up tomorrow on the
I'm
triple
still telling
option.
you that was AI. He didn't say that.
You're going to have to watch
because he's the most
episode.
competitive maniac there is.
Oh my God! So
I mean, what this means for the viewer, and what this means most importantly for a bunch of players out there. You are still in this thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an ACC football team, I can imagine every coach going up tomorrow and putting up a scenario on the grease board and saying, this is how and what. Okay, now erase it. Let's go out and play as hard as we can and let the chips fall where they may. So I wish I got to coach in this era where, you know, there's part of breaks my heart because we had a couple teams, I think, that would have probably did very well if we would have had the playoff era back. In 2015, that Ohio State team that had 1 loss, I'm telling you, Mark, we went on and or Rob, we would have did some damage in the playoff.
Yeah, there's a Buckeye fan from Florida chiming in how happy he is to see the University of South Florida sitting in there. Listen, that program has gone through a
great
lot.
Coach. Yeah, it's great.
Gone through a lot. They had a new stadium on the way. This is a team and a program coach that I feel some of these conferences are going to start looking at hard, like the ACC and Big 12. When that next set of realignment comes around, USF is going to be one of those darlings out there that people are going to want to pick up. Big campus, a lot of students, and real investment now into athletics, sitting in a big market, the Tampa-St. Pete area. I know you're not
You know,
too
one
far
time
away
they were a
from
top
there.
5 program when Jim Levitt was their coach. They were number 2 in the country
They had a
point.
Yeah.
And then they kind of fell off the edge of the table for a few years. But yeah, there's no reason why Now, you had the facility issue, no stadium. They got an excellent coach. That recruiting area within 3 hours of that school, you got
fertile.
everything you need, man.
Yeah.
And a passionate, the Florida fans are great.
Again, so 3 new teams to the 12-team bracket, Texas, Miami, and USF that we just talked about. A lot still to be played. And the ACC and the Big 12 both in play, Coach, still for 2 teams to get to the big dance. One of the talking points that we wanted to hit this week here is, and you touched on a little bit, that you were happy that an Oregon and an Indiana weren't dinged for tight games on the road in Big 10 play. And both of them were shoved into 2-minute drill type mode. And we were talking about this the other day. There's 2-minute drill. Yeah, it's easy to say, hey, there's the 2-minute drill, but there's really 3 2-minute drill scenarios.
There are. And what's amazing is there was 3 Big 10 teams, 2 that the rankings would have looked a lot different if they didn't execute at the most intense time and most important time of obviously the game. I'm doing a study right now for Big Noon Kickoff about the number of games that come down to that final drive. And as a viewer or listener, I just think it's really cool to explain what a 2-minute drive is. Yes, it's a 2-minute drive, but they're all different. There's 3 different styles of 2-minute drive. And there's variables that get involved. I don't want to get too deep in that, but the obvious one is need. What do you need? You need a touchdown, you need a field goal. If it's a field goal, what kind of kicker do you got? What yard line are you going to go to? I would always, regardless of my kicker, was a 25-yard line. And our quarterback and the offense knew it. The second thing is time. Obviously, how much time you have left, that tells you how fast you have to go, and then how many timeouts you have. So there's 3 different styles of 2-minute play. And we saw Oregon do the first one against Iowa, and that's called tempo. Tempo, the catchphrase that I would always use with our players, if we're in tempo mode, do what we do, but do it fast. Yep. And let great players play great. That means don't have to get out of bounds. You catch a short ball, you do all you can do to let great players play great, do what we do, and get to the line of scrimmage and go fast. And that's exactly what Oregon did. Oregon took over with a minute 51 left, all 3 timeouts, and they were losing by 1. All they needed was a field goal. So that's not a panic situation, and I would grade it an A+. Dan Lanning didn't use his first timeout till 23 seconds left. I was watching
that, saying, when are we going to burn this? Yeah.
Here's the other thing to think about, Rob, too, before we go on to number 2, is I counted it up through spring practice, summer, and training camp. You practice that probably 50 times before you have to execute it. So the first one is what? Tempo. The second one is fast, and that's what Indiana at Penn State. Again, a minute 51 left. They're down by 4, and they need to score a touchdown. But here's the wrinkle, no timeouts. So now it's in a fast mode. What's fast mode is? Get out of bounds and get first downs. As a coordinator was calling plays, and I watched it closely, they didn't call one pass of under 10 yards. Because if you catch the ball under 10 yards and don't get out of bounds, that clock's rolling. And, time is valuable, obviously. So the second one is fast. Go fast. They went down, executed perfectly, and scored a touchdown right at the end of the game to win the game. And then finally, the last one, and it's awful. It's hard. I've been in it a few times. It's called chunks, and that's where you're forcing the ball down the field. Penn State, after IU scored, it was 36 seconds left, minus 36-yard line, and they had to kick a field goal to tie. And only had 1 timeout, so that's where I would put my arm around the quarterback and say, listen, it's the only time I'm ever going to tell you this, but force this throw. Yeah. You're going to have to throw 50-50 balls. So quick review. First one is what? Tempo. You got time. Do what we do, but do it fast. Let great players be great players. Second scenario in a 2-minute drill is fast. What's that mean? No routes under 10 yards. First downs, get out of bounds. I'm coaching you like a player here, Rob.
This is why I'm smiling. I'm like, he's right back in his roots. He's a Professor Meyer.
And the third one is chunks. Chunks mean we're deep crossing routes, go balls. I'm going to tell the quarterback you're going to force a throw that any other time in your career you're not going to make other than the chunks situation. Force that ball.
Can you remember a chunk scenario that paid off for you?
Yeah,
that
my first year at Ohio State, our quarterback is out. Kenny Guyton goes in. Braxton Miller's out. Kenny Guyton goes in. We have to drive the ball 60 yards in 30 seconds, no timeouts, and we're down by 8. And we hit a deep crossing route for 40 yards and went down and we scored. We scored, went for 2 with no time left. We scored 1 second left. Down by 8, we go for 2. We make it 2. We go to overtime and win. We beat Purdue in our first. That was the only time that I can remember we had a chunk situation that hit.
All right. How about your first? I see what you're wearing right now. I want to ask you about that. But how about your first one at Florida? Was it a tempo? Was it a fast? Was it a chunk?
Oh gosh.
I know. I'm pulling you deep. I'm just curious.
Yeah, too much CTE.
How about Tebow? Tebow, was he better at tempo, fast, or chunk?
Tebow's good at all the above. Chunk's hard, man. I mean,
chunk is hard.
That's I watched.
That's like not fair. I understand.
Yeah, Penn State had a backup quarterback. That's a situation. And keep in mind the other team on the other side of the ball know exactly what you're doing too, so they're playing deep.
Yep.
So.
Happy Veterans Day to you, by the way. I know that's a day very special to you, and you're wearing the little gator this week. All right, what for?
Isn't that sweet?
It does look
have
pretty
the jump man.
That's right there. It's
Michael
nice.
Jordan stuff back when I was there. So Scott Strickland, the athletic director, has invited Shelley up for the Hall of Fame. It's our last stop. We did Ohio State against Penn State. We did Bowling Green in Eddie George's opener, and we did Utah when we were out there. So this is a Hall of Fame recognition. Shelley and I get to go up, and they brought a video camera down and kind of videoed the house, and then also just an interview with Shelley and I. And then the best thing is they brought a giant gym bag of Gator gear. So It's been 20 years since we were hired there. Hard to imagine. 2005.
2 decades.
20 years ago. So we get to go celebrate in the swamp, and
that's this
they
weekend.
Get a win over Tennessee. No, the following week.
Following weekend. All right, which is we don't know where you're flying out of yet.
No, we don't know that yet.
Light it.
College football not feeling as juicy as it once did. Let me put you on to something that'll shake up your Saturday and every other day of the week, because now that Wendy's has crispy chicken tendies and a powerhouse lineup of new sauces, it's time you transferred to the hottest team in the league.
That's right, Rob. Team Tendies, Wendy's Tendies. They're making their undeniable rookie season one for the books. Enjoy first-string flavor from some 5-star recruits. Rep your new favorite team everywhere you go, but make sure to cheer with your mouth closed.
Take it to the end zone of savory sauces like honey barbecue, creamy ranch, and the new Wendy's signature sauce to experience a total taste bud blitz of flavor. It's time to join a team that won't upset you with an upset. Taste the phenom that's gracing the gridiron with its juicy, crispy, and tendery tendencies. Don't fumble the bag. Commit to a team, Tendies, and call the most delicious plays in the playbook. All right, huddle up. Tendies on 3. Tendies on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Tendies!
Let's do this!
Ah!
No rehearsal. Wendy's Chicken Tendies, now at participating U.S. Wendy's. The game of the week is Georgia hosting Texas, a major matchup in the SEC and with huge college football playoff implications as well, Coach.
Yeah, Rob, this feels like a must-win game for the Longhorns if they want to stay in the playoff race and conversation. And luckily for them, Arch Manning has been living up to the hype.
Yeah, finally. It's been a long time coming. He's looked really good the last couple of weeks. There is nothing like our favorite college football matchups, especially when you make them even more epic with FanDuel. And right now, all customers on FanDuel can receive a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Georgia and Texas.
You can place a bet on the game, apply your profit boost, and enjoy boosted winnings when your bet hits. You get paid instantly when you win. Use your boost on bets like spreads, over-unders, team props, and so much more. Don't wait. Secure your chance to score a 50% profit boost for this week's big match on campus between Georgia and Texas. Just visit FanDuel.com/triple option. That's FanDuel.com/triple option.
Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. You know that feeling when your team wins? Yeah, it's electric. You're pacing the room. You're firing up your group chat with text. You're yelling like you called the game-winning play yourself. Now imagine the winning energy hits right as your DoorDash order arrives. Perfect timing. Chef kiss. Drinks are cold. Pizza's hot. Wings, fries are perfectly crispy. Now you're not just a fan. You're a winner. Yeah, you are winning all day long with that type of order. DoorDash turns every good college football game day into a great one, to an elite one, with game day favorites delivered right to your door, right when you need them most. So go ahead, ride that high, celebrate the W. Just try not to spike the remote out of excitement when that food shows up. Your team wins, you win. DoorDash delivers the W in food form. Now that the second college football playoff rankings are out of the way, it is time to cue up the Deuce Dog of the Week. Mark, are you taking us to Vanderbilt? Are you taking us to Nashville?
I'm taking us to Nashville, man. I'm taking us to Nashville. You know me, I'm a realist. I got to give respect where respect is due. And your boy Diego Pavia, the Deuce, went off. He went 25 for 33, 377 yards, 3 touchdowns in the air. He also added 18 carries for 112 yards and another touchdown on the ground, bringing Vanderbilt back for a comeback victory at home against Auburn. Diego Pavia for the dog of the week, man. I got to give respect where respect is due. He balled out. Got Vandy still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, Pavia, he's been in the Heisman conversation for months right now. We're going to talk more Heisman a little bit later on the triple option. Coach, you had a conversation with DJ Durkin just the other day.
Yeah, DJ was my graduate assistant at Bowling Green, also coached for me at Florida, one of my favorite coaches. He was a head coach at Maryland, really got that thing cooking, and then a tragedy took place, and I remember he lost his job there and has bounced around. He's tremendous, and I talked to him last night for a long time, and I asked about Vanderbilt, and he said the personnel's good. There's really good players there. It's not exactly an NFL roster, but he made a point that, that's an SEC team, which is hard. Vanderbilt hasn't had that.
Yeah.
But he said the atmosphere, but the most important thing is that he said that damn quarterback. And the term he used, Mark, was relentless. He said the guy is relentless, and he'll get first downs. He gets hit. We've seen that. He said he's tough as shit. He's just his whole demeanor is the team of Vanderbilt right now. And to hear that, I kind of watch that, and I think their head coach is the same as that quarterback. I just think there's an arrogance that I've never seen at Vanderbilt. But to hear that from the D coordinator and the interim head coach at Auburn, this is Auburn talking about Vanderbilt. Tough environment, but he said this thing comes and goes as that quarterback Pavia does. And he said he said it 7 times. Yeah. We hammered him a few times. He just bounces up like nothing.
Hate him or like him, he's a competitor, man. He's tough. And he is the reason Vanderbilt has been what Vanderbilt has been the last 2 seasons. So,
and I said NFL, and he said probably, if he does, it'll be backup or something. Probably not, but you never know. He's a winner. He's tough as nails. And
they drafted Tom Brady in the 7th round, Coach. So,
yeah,
what do we know?
Right.
What do we know?
Winners and tough dudes seem to make it all right in the NFL, right?
Yep.
It's
and
amazing.
what's your job? What's your job as a quarterback? Obviously to win, but I would always say get a first down.
Yep.
What's that mean? That means you get your helmet knocked out. Whatever happens, you got to get that first down because you got 10 other guys following you. And I just love quarterbacks. That's what J.T. Barrett was.
Yep.
You know what J.T. Barrett did? He got first downs.
Yep. And he elevates his teammates around him. Offensively, defensively, they feed off this guy. They feed off this guy. So that's why.
And then you got other quarterbacks. Mark, you got other quarterbacks that, wow, he throws great, he does this, he does that, but they don't win.
Yeah.
You know why? He doesn't get first downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Coach, there's getting first downs. Then there's getting first downs when they are mandatory, when they are necessary. And Pavia saying, obviously, what we saw with Indiana the other day, these are guys, Mendoza, that are getting it done. That was your Fresh Take of the Week, presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies and enjoy a lineup like never before. Crispy, juicy Tendies now at Wendy's. So we were just talking about Vanderbilt. Let's talk about this other remarkable success story in college football over the course of the last 2 seasons. It is time to sound off. IU earned their second 10-win season in their history. The first came last season. So back-to-back 10-win seasons for Indiana. We know it was a close one at struggling Penn State. Head coach Curt Cignetti talked about his team's composure behind their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza.
Refused to lose, basically. Sacked on the one. Haven't done anything. Last 5-6 passes, get no protection, right? Running the ball through us, play action pass. No timeouts left. Make a play on second and who knows what, 30 for a first down. Great play in the end zone. Didn't draw it up in the dirt, but, I mean, we saw what they were doing. And it's a great throw and catch. And you know what? This was an unbelievable win. I've seen a lot of stuff in my days. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, you get the sense he's kind of hanging in there, emotionally speaking, right? I have seen a lot of things. That's with his dad. That's by himself as well on the football field, but nothing like that. And that smile come out. Like, that was pure. That was true. That wasn't coach speak. That wasn't media training. That was boom, boom, right here from the heart. He talked about that final drive. Coach, let's take that final drive inside Beaver Stadium, over 100,000 going on. And I want you to look at it from the Penn State defensive side, and then the Indiana offensive angle as well.
Yeah, it was the ultimate chess match, Mark. It was so they're down 20 to 24, 0 timeouts left, and a $1:51 left. So it's a fast tempo of 2-minute drill. But I want to go in the chess match piece of it. So when you're in that kind of tempo, which fast, it means you have to get first downs. So you got to get first downs because you can't get tackled. The clock will roll and eventually run out of time. And then also get out of bounds. And it was magical. But I want to go to Jim Knowles. He's the coordinator of Penn State and taking a lot of heat. But I watched this thing over and over again. Indiana ran the same play, Mark, 3 times. 4 verticals. They hit the seam against cover 3. Then they went back and they hit the bender against cover 2. And then they got the man coverage matchup. And Becker made an incredible catch on the sideline. So, again, can you fault? He was covered. And so, players make plays. But I want to really focus on this and get everybody's take on this. 1st and goal on the 7. Chess match time. There was whatever time left, no timeouts. They had to score a touchdown. What did Jim Knowles do? He brought 8 every time. Blitz 0, that means he brought 8 people 3 times. The first time, quarterback got hammered. Ball gets knocked down. Second one, Mendoza gets hammered, and the ball almost gets intercepted. I mean, it's this far, 2 yards. So how are you grading Jim Knowles so far? Plus. He's winning the chess match. 3rd down, blitz 8 again. He hits the quarterback as the quarterback's falling back. I have not asked Coach Cignetti this. I'm convinced after watching it 30 times, the receiver, Omar Cooper Jr., ran the same play the play before. I think in that kind of situation, it's a win-win. They're just going to throw it up. And I think they told the receiver to be at the baseline of the goalpost. And that's where he was the last 2 snaps and made one of the most ridiculous catches. So you can say what you want about Penn State's defense. A great player, made a great catch. Mendoza made a great throw. It's one that's 1 out of 100. Maybe 1 out of 70. I don't know.
I want to keep going on this defensive concept right now. If Knowles sending the guys. A, is that what you would have signed off on? And B, what is the communication going on on the field between head coach, defensive coordinator, and whoever else might be involved in that decision at that time.
Yeah, you know, man, you just got to kind of shut up. I mean, because you don't want to screw up. When I was a young coach, I'd be yelling and all that other stuff. As I got more mature and I got, excellent defense coordinators, I might say, what do you got? Or I'd listen, and I could always veto it, but you're in real time there, Mark. The best thing to do is shut up and let your defense.
That's why you pay him.
That's what he gets paid.
That's why you pay him.
I think he's the highest paid assistant coach in the country. So you'll hear something like Blitz Zero Black or whatever the call is, and you'll be like, after you choke because you can't even swallow a glass of water at that moment. But I keep going back. I mean, what would I have done? I would have done it every time. And Indiana, here's why they won the chess match. Indiana's adjustment, they didn't have one. He got hit 3 times in a row now. 3 times.
Yeah.
And that last throw, he got hit in the air. Like his body is up and still trying to throw it.
That catch by Omar Cooper Jr. was ridiculous. And for him to get the toe inbounds, but also I look at
how's that happen?
I look at the other angle too of the defensive back. If you just push the guy out of bounds, the game's over.
Yes.
This game is so beautiful, and it's a game of like inches, bro. It's centimeters and millimeters.
No, I never want to pick on a player, but the defensive back covering him, his eyes were watching the blitz.
He
did you see that?
He didn't trust his technique. If you do,
he was staring at the blitz, and then if you just cover your guy, but
no, but back to Omar Cooper, and what a call by our boy Gus Johnson, huh? Omar Cooper.
You think Gus got his voice back yet?
Omar Cooper.
I thought him and Joel, I don't usually do that because I was listening so closely. Like I thought Joel pointed out so many great things like the backward lateral pass. There's so many things that the viewer, and then Gus is A+. He's 101.
When we're sitting on planes watching these games, or we're in the green room or on the field listening to Gus, there's a lot of times I go, oh, this is a Gus game.
Yes.
Like this is working out. And I could feel Gus just sort of like pushing people back, like, sit tight.
This is my time.
I got this. This is why I'm here. This is why I get paid.
Give him the Heisman now.
I love it. So the Cooper thing, so many things that amazed me as just a general football fan is I'm watching the replays, Mark, and my eye is naturally on the foot that is lower.
Yes, the right foot.
The right foot. So my eye is going to the right foot, and then somehow
the left
foot gets low. And I'm like, I'm not understanding the physics right here. How did this foot become the drag foot? So I don't know if it's just like planes going up in the sky. I'm never going to understand it. I don't get it. I'm just going to trust the damn process. But what fascinates me is how receivers are able to shut down their lower body.
Let your body die.
When that ball is there. And I don't understand it because I see guys just charging at like 20 miles an hour to the sideline, and then somehow they're able to make everything go dead, waist down. I don't get it.
Elite body control and lots of reps. But you see guys miss that opportunity to make that play a lot. For you in that moment, a play of that magnitude to be able to go up and high point that ball and have the wherewithal to let your body die and get the left foot down for what we call a Tony toe tap. Omar Cooper! That boy's a baller, man. We talked about these players being overlooked in Indiana, being JMU, being transfer portal transfers. These are real talented athletes making big-time plays, and that's why Indiana is one of the best teams in the country.
And I'm trying to do homework on this. I actually working with McShay on this, Todd McShay, the guy we respect so much, comes on triple option quite a bit. Are these NFL guys?
That's the NFL play.
I mean, they're playing like it.
That's the NFL
they're
play.
Playing like it, but you're like.
Now, do you know how these guys are going to test at the combine? You never know. But like that right there, NFL scouts are looking at that play and to be like, we can use this player.
Mm-hmm.
Can he be a 2 or 3 wide receiver? Is he going to contribute on special teams? What's this guy going to do? That's how you carve out yourself a role in the NFL.
But think about how many ones, and I've been on both sides of the process, so have you, Mark, and that's, you sit there and, okay, what's his height? Well, he's 6'4". Okay, what's his speed? What's this? What's that? Okay, how many clutch catches has he made? Yeah. Get me a highlight reel of his clutch catches, and all of a sudden it's not very long. As a matter of fact, there aren't any. But he's big and fast, and he's been blessed with great time. He just doesn't have the it factor. Then you got Cooper. My God.
I need a
biggest
football
play
player,
in Indiana
Coach.
football history. Biggest play. And he's the one that caught the seam route, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Early on.
By the way, can we give props to the officials as well?
He made it right. He was right there.
I mean, the eyes and the body position, he was in the great spot. It was down, and he's like looking at the toe tap, and then you see the head pivot. Does he have possession? From start to finish, for every person involved in that play, obviously outside of Penn State, that was just precision.
In real time.
Amazing execution.
In real time.
And we are going to
If
be
we're going to
talking
pick
about
on the
that
refs
play.
for bad calls, we can show love to the refs for great
Giving
calls.
love for the good ones. Speaking of love, coming up next on the Triple Option presented by Wendy's, we talk with the top RB in the country,
Our
Notre
beast.
Dame's Jeremiyah Love.
Yes, sir.
Light it.
Support for the Triple Option comes from Google. Being a college football fan these days means you're part analyst, part GM, and part rules expert. The game is just so much more complex than it used to be, Coach.
1 minute, you're trying to decode the X's and O's. The next, you're debating the transfer portal. This is what college football fandom is all about, and AI mode in Google search is perfect for it. It's built to handle all those nuanced, complicated questions that go way beyond a simple stat.
You can ask it to do a deep dive on strategy, like break down how the spread offense compares to the pro-style offense based on philosophy and pace. Or then you could pivot to more off-the-field elements and ask, what are the main reasons why there are more college football player transfers in recent years? You can even get real-time analysis like asking, how have this year's college football rule changes impacted the season so far?
AI mode pulls all that info together for you. So whether you're wondering about a complex scheme, a new rule, or why your favorite team's roster looks so different every year, you can just ask Google. All right, welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Urban, Mark, Rob Stone back here with you. We are joined now by the best running back in the game. Mark,
You
what
heard
do you
that,
call him?
our beast.
That's right. Jeremiyah Love from Notre Dame joining us right now. Thanks for hanging with us, man. Mark's been trying to book you for months now. We finally got through to you.
I'm going to sit back and watch this, man. This is going to be great. Go get him, Mark.
Yeah, man, we've been trying to get you on the show for months, man. What's up? You don't got no RB love, man?
Hey, like y'all said, I got a lot going on. I really, I don't be focused on this type of stuff. People bring stuff to me. So, hey, man, I'm just glad to be here.
We appreciate you, man, but I've been admiring your game for the last few years, man. You're a back that could do it on the ground, inside, outside, pick up the pass pro, come out the backfield, and catch the football. Just a complete all-around back, man. Last year, you had 4 games. You clipped 100 yards on the ground. This year, you already matched that, including 228 yards against USC. What improvement, man, have you seen in your game that you're most proud of?
This year, I would say definitely my efficiency. I feel like as compared to last year, more efficient. And that was really my focus going into the season. Just making sure that I was more efficient on every single run. Every run don't got to be a spectacular play. Some runs you got to go in there and get it. But I think I'm just way more efficient this year, and I hope to continue that trend as far as the 3 games.
I love the answer. Hold on,
I-
Coach. I got to follow that up, man. This is running back. I love the efficiency. When you talk about efficiency, bro, what do you attribute that to? Like, is that like your reads, making sure you're more consistent on your reads? Is that mentality? I need to get downhill. I need to get 3 yards. I need to get yards after contact. What do you attribute that efficiency to?
So for me, I would like to contribute that to just getting north and south. I like to wiggle around a lot, but sometimes, it's just doing too much, and I got to get those hard 2 to 3 yards, and maybe it's third down. I got to get those hard 2 to 3 yards, get the first down, or just sometimes you can't juke people, you can't jump over people. Sometimes you got to run through them or just run past them. So that's what I contribute efficiency to, getting those hard yards and just punching it in there when you got to.
In 1996, Lou Holtz hired me at Notre Dame, and I just want the fans and listeners to get a big picture of what ND is now. Back then, you had we had no training table for our players. The facilities were awful. Obviously, you got lake effect snow pumping off Lake Michigan there, and you had to live in a dorm for 4 years. That's changed. I think it's 3 years now, but Notre Dame's a much different place now. You got great facilities. Obviously, I love your coach, Marcus Freeman. How has Notre Dame become not just an elite academic school, but you have everything you need?
I mean, for me, Notre Dame has always been everything to me. I've always had, everything that I've always needed. I always had the, coaching staff, academic system, just teammates, like just great people around. But like I was literally thinking this a couple of days ago, like ever since I've been here, like Notre Dame's changed like quite a bit, like from a visual standpoint and also from just a coaching staff standpoint too. When I first came in, I had Coach Dylan McCullough, my running back coach, and now I got Coach Sider. When I first came in, we didn't have the big building that's being built outside, and the coaching staff has changed a little bit. So, Notre Dame is continuing to evolve, and I've been able to see that with my own eyes. As compared to you, it's not like back in the day, Notre Dame wasn't probably wouldn't have been my ideal place to go. But as of now, I love everything about Notre Dame. I've always have, but it's definitely been changing. And that's the best thing it can do is to change and continue to improve.
Jeremiah, you guys have really had some turning point moments the last two seasons. Last year, the home loss to Northern Illinois and what that triggered, the 0-2 start this season. How did you guys handle that? How did Marcus Freeman address this season's 0-2 start and what laid ahead for you guys through the course of the rest of this season?
I mean, it's really been the same message as always been, whether we've been winning or whether we've lost. Just keep going, keep pushing forward and resetting week after week. Obviously, last year we lost Northern Illinois. The message after that game was to reset and get ready for the next one, because at the end of the day, whether you lose or win, you got to prepare for your next game. And you got to just reset your mindset and throw out all the good and all the bad. So the same message was this year. Just keep going, really, and just keep working. And at the end of the day, you do all of that, at the end of the road, things might end good in our favor. So that's been the message. Just keep going, keep working, keep going.
Man, not only do I think you're the best running back in the nation, I think you're part of the best running back room in the nation. I think Jadarian Price would be a starter on 99% of the other teams in the country, man. So I've been a part of some great rooms, me and Trent Richardson in college and me and AK in the league. Man, how do you guys make each other better?
Just communication and, being around each other every single day. And just kind of just feeding off of each other's energy. So in the game, for instance, if I'm doing good, I'm seeing like good looks, like I'm seeing looks that like look confusing or just any look in general. I come back to the sideline. It's JD's time to go in there. I communicate with him what I saw. And a lot of times he goes out there and he executes something that I didn't execute the previous play. And shoot, I think JD, I think there was like a little stat or whatever that like whenever he would come in the game, like he would score like more immediately. So like that, I feel like that kind of shows like the communication between us two, because I see a look that I didn't execute. I execute that to him. He goes in there and executes it. So that's just our relationship in general. JD does that for me. I do that for him. And then, off the field, we're really good friends. I consider JD one of my brothers. We just continue to grow in our relationship on and off the field. And, like you said, JD he's one of the best running backs in the country, man. And we're a great duo, as people say.
Hey, Jeremiah, when I was there too, there's no conference. And I think that's unique for all coaches and players that have ever coached in Notre Dame and played, that you don't have that conference championship. The only way to get a ring is to win it all. And last year you came so close. You guys played so well, so hard. And I was at that final game against Ohio State. What is there talk about that? Or is it just, is it the typical one game at a time, or be real? Behind the scenes, are you guys talking about, this is our chance? I mean, we got a great team, got a great staff. You're on a roll now. But I'm not sure people realize there's no conference championship. So it's either all or nothing. Talk to us about that.
It really hasn't been like any talk about, last year or anything that's went on last year. Like I said, the mindset going into every single game is just been, reaching our full potential, doing your job and just taking it one game at a time, one day at a time, and really one play at a time. Yeah, we've been focusing on the present. Obviously, last year's whole season, we've used as sort of like a lesson to learn from, as far as like knowing the things that we need to do in order to get to the places we want to get to. But as far as like right now, we're just focused on one game at a time, one play at a time, and one day at a time, and just doing the things that we need to do to make sure that we put our best foot forward.
I want to go back to last week, third quarter, your touchdown run, 48-yard touchdown, hitting the backfield. It looked like a no-brainer, loss for 2 or 3. You shake it, and then you do like a Booker T spin-a-rooney off the top of a defender, and then take it the distance. What is going through your brain in these little micro moments of being hit, being on your back but on top of a human, and then deciding to still run?
So initially the play was kind of like blown up. So I tried to get as much yards as I could, and then trying to get down when I know that I can't, get any further. The guy spun tackled me, and I didn't feel any part of my body hit the ground. So I got up, and immediately just start running again because I didn't hear any whistles blown. So like play's not dead. So like I just started running. And it kind of it happens all really fast. But like you said, like my brain just processing stuff like really, really fast. But at no moment throughout that play did I feel myself like touch the ground or anything like that. So I just played through the whistle, even though there wasn't a whistle. Everybody thought the play was dead. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy play. And I've always like wished that something like that would happen to me. That crazy, and it did. I got my chance, and I executed.
You watch it back. You watch it back a couple times and rate yourself on the spin.
I watched it plenty of times, and it feels crazy to me. Like
it's fire when you watch the highlights back, dog. But like people don't understand, man. When you run the rock, bro, it's like bam, 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 bam. You don't even remember what happens. You just like reacting and like instinctively just making movements to not get tackled. And like all of a sudden it turns into this stupid dumb highlight that
it happens so fast.
Speaking of stupid dumb highlights, what's your favorite play of the season, man? Because you done had some big plays this year, or your career so far at Notre Dame.
My career so far. I go on my career so far. So I would say my favorite play was probably either my Indiana run or the Penn State run. I probably would say, well, actually, no. My favorite play was USC last year when I hurdled a guy coming down the sideline. That was like a crazy play. I hurdled him, and then after that, I went to go smack a dude. It was a crazy play. Like that, like put me all in one picture, all in one
speed, elusiveness, power, all that. Yeah.
Like all.
Man, I just gotta ask you, man. You were obviously, you were recruited by Alabama. You were offered by Alabama and Coach Saban, man. Why you end up at T-Town? Because we could be using a playmaker like you in the backfield right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, I mean, Alabama. Like I liked Alabama when I went there. Like I had a great visit. Like I liked all the coaches. I loved Coach Saban. I got to sit down with him and talk to him over some food. He was a great coach, a great person in general too. From my first experience meeting him. But Alabama just wasn't the place for me. Even though they had a great coaching staff, like the town, I thought was like really cool, like great place to be. It just wasn't for me. Like Notre Dame was a better choice for me. But I did like their coaching staff. I did like Coach Saban.
You would have looked good in that crimson. I ain't even gonna lie to you, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He looks pretty good in those Irish colors as well, Mark. Back off, man. He's an Irishman. It's over. You lost that battle, Mark. You lost that battle.
Let him play a dream,
Jeremiah,
man.
every once in a while on the triple option, we like to let our guests throw us a question after we've been bombarding you for 12 minutes and change. So the floor is yours, Jeremiah. You get to ask one of us a question.
I would say who is you guys' lead for the Heisman right now?
Oh, we're going to answer that in the next segment, Jeremiah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We
I lean our beast, man. So I need you to go ahead.
He did, and we leaned quarterback.
Everyone leans quarterback, but show these people.
I leaned wide out.
Some good quarterbacks.
Man,
you got some good quarterbacks.
Hey, man, you need to go ahead and show these people why the running back is the most important position and why you a dog. So keep running up the numbers. So you in New York City, boss, because I'm going to bat for you. Everybody else might not be. They might smile in your face and be like, oh, my God, Jeremiyah Love. They don't love us, man. They don't love the running backs, man. They don't love us, man. Our beast is really what it is, a beast. And you ain't doing what you do if you ain't got the R beast like Jeremiyah Love in the building. So keep holding it down, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep running the rock. Keep hurling people. Keep catching the rock. Keep picking up pass protection. You're the number one back in the country. So why not? My boy needs to go to the Heisman, dog.
We'll get him to New York City at a minimum. We'll do our best. We'll do our best for that. Jeremiah, thanks so much.
Jeremiah,
thanks, Jeremiah.
On the road. Yeah, Notre Dame at Pittsburgh this weekend. When we come back, some interesting words from Pitt head coach Pat Narduzzi, and we hinted on it. We go 3 and out. We talk about the Heisman race here in mid-November. All that coming up next on the Triple Option. Welcome back to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Mark Ingram, Urban Meyer, Rob Stone back here with you. It is time now for 3 and Out, brought to you by Google. As we take a look at what fans are searching for this week, remember, no matter what question comes next, you can just ask Google. We have seen a 210% increase in searches asking about college football awards watch list. So we are going to rank our top 3 Heisman candidates right now. The ballots come out Monday, December 1st. They are due Monday, December 8th. So that is just after the conference championship games. A quick note here. If you vote before the Saturday conference championship games, you should be disqualified. Your Heisman vote should be taken away from you. The Heisman's done a really good job, Mark, of pushing the vote back. I would encourage them to give people the ballots Saturday night so they can't vote any earlier than that. But they've made some great adjustments. And here we are, mid-November. I feel like, Mark, I think you do too, that this Heisman race at this point is wide open.
Yeah, to me, I feel like there's no clear front runner. People have their opinions and what they feel like. A lot of times it's a quarterback award. I feel like there's a receiver, a running back, a defensive player that gets some respect in this one. But yeah, I think it's a wide open race right now. I can't really anoint a leader, but you can easily say, obviously, Julian's saying he has a say-so. He'll have an opportunity to stake his claim. Fernando Mendoza, he'll have an opportunity to stake his claim. Marcel Reed, A&M, undefeated, top 3 team in the country, arguably could be 1 or 2. He'll have a chance to stake his claim. He'll has Texas coming up. They have a schedule that allow him to stake his claim. Ty Simpson, he's continuously playing great football. There's not one person in the country that's more important to their team right now than Ty Simpson. Jeremiah Smith is probably the best player on Ohio State. So how do you give the quarterback love without giving the receiver love? Jeremiah Love, he has over 1,200 yards of scrimmage yards, 13 touchdowns. So he'll have another chance. Then Diego Pavia. This dude is I mean, you want to talk about Vanderbilt.
You're getting Pavia in the show twice, Mark Ingram.
Pavia, I just got to be real, man. You look at the numbers, he has better numbers than almost all of them. He has 2,400 pass yards. He has 613 rush yards. And he has 28 total touchdowns. So, I mean, when you talk about players who are having an impact, being the best player on their team, being the most important player to their team, the best player in college football, I mean, he has to be mentioned. And then Jacob Rodriguez, a defensive player. We've seen Ndamukong Suh go to the Heisman ceremony. We've seen Manti Te'o go to the Heisman ceremony. This dude has 88 tackles, 3 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Like, on one of the best defenses in the country. So right now, this thing is wide open to me. I know it's supposed to be 3 and out, but to me, as a Heisman winner, I can't give you 3 people because nobody has really elevated themselves as the top 3, in my opinion.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll have that sorted out by early December.
Oh, I will. And there will
I know
be times.
You will.
There will be moments. It's a month left, dog. It's a month
I agree.
left. So people will have their chance to show me what it means.
Show me. Coach, your top 3
Go
Heisman
earn it. Go
candidates.
take this thing, man.
Yeah, I like ditto, like Mark said, but I follow the rules, so I'm going to give 3. Love you, Mark. You sound like a Vanderbilt guy there for a minute. You like
Doesn't he, Coach? What has happened to him?
That's all right.
I just got to give respect where respect is due, man. And unfortunately, dude balled.
So I got one issue with the whole. I've known Heisman voters that vote mid-season because they're lazy. I'll say that. How do you make a decision until rivalry game?
Yeah.
How do you make a decision until a championship game weekend? How do you make it? And you have to make a decision before the playoffs. It doesn't compute. That and I used to get really pissed.
They hand out the award before the playoffs. So
move it back.
Move it back. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, this is there was no playoff. This is back when I think the Heisman decided to do that back when there was no. I mean, there were no bowl games probably back then. There were probably no face masks. Mark. All right, keep going. All right, so mine in order are the best football player in the country, and I would probably challenge anybody. The best player in America is Jeremiah Smith. He'd be the number 1 overall pick in the draft, probably after his freshman year, certainly after his sophomore, and it will be next year. Number 2, I'm going to go Mendoza with his Heisman moment. I know he struggled, but when the chips are on the line, that he made 3, not just one play. That drive was spectacular, and he got hit. Penn State. This is what worries me about IU. Penn State worked Indiana's offensive line now. That kid was getting smoked, Mendoza, and he delivered. And then saying, I think just statistically, whenever you've seen 80% completion rate on an undefeated team, if this is a quarterback award, it will probably go if Ohio State wins it all. Well, you're going to have to decide before they win it all.
The problem with Jeremiah Smith is I don't know if he has the numbers. We go to the last receiver who won the Heisman. He had 117 catches for almost 1,900 yards and 23 touchdowns.
He'll have that.
Huh? In the next 3 weeks?
He's not even at 1,000 yet.
Yeah, he's gonna have.
You mean by the time you vote? By the time the season's over, he'll have 1,200 yards and 20
I don't think that's enough to win it as a receiver.
I agree. I think as a receiver, it has to be these eye-catching numbers.
So it's not the best player. I think
a lot of people vote, is it the best player on the best team, right?
Yeah.
And the best team right now is Ohio State.
Is it the
Jeremiah
best player?
Smith might be that guy.
It is the best player.
It's saying. And
the best player in the country is Jeremiah. He has 12 catches less than someone that did it at a small school. They threw it 100 times. Who gives a shit? The best player in America is Jeremiah Smith.
But you got to have
Jeremiah
the numbers.
Smith is getting.
You have to have the numbers to do it too.
Crazy coverage. Right, and he's still pulling down these numbers, but I'm with Mark here. Yeah, I'm going quarterbacks 1, 2, and 3, and on the top 3 teams in the nation. I'm going to start with Mendoza. He's done more with less, right? I think we all understand that. He had that Heisman moment. I found it really interesting that there were a lot of haters out there saying that wasn't a Heisman moment. What are you talking about? What do you need for it to be a Heisman moment, right? It's a game-winning drive, last-second play, a pass and catch that's going to be etched in the brains of Indiana fans for generations. They can say maybe it wasn't his best game and the stats weren't there. Guess what? Nobody's going to be talking about those 3 quarters. They're going to be talking about that drive and that pass and catch, and that is a Heisman moment for sure. He's number 1. Number 2, #we sayin' Heisman. Yeah, Ohio State making a campaign now for Julian Sayin. He's got the better passing numbers, and that it's that 81% completion percentage, Coach, that turns heads, right? That is surreal type numbers, and he's doing it downfield as well. So I have Sayin at number 2. Number 3, Marcel Reed. A&M, they have to remain unbeaten. And he has to have a big game Thanksgiving weekend against Texas. That'll give him that opportunity to move up and maybe even win it as well. Ty Simpson, our guest earlier, Jeremiyah Love, they're all on the outside. Same with Smith. But I see it as a quarterback award this year. Let us know who your 3 Heisman candidates are, who's potentially going to win it. Leave a note, leave a comment down there as well. We would love to react to who you think is going to be the Heisman Trophy winner here in 2025. Time now for 2-Minute Drill, brought to you by FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to download the app and take advantage of a 50% profit boost. All right, I've got Notre Dame at Pitt, one of 3 ranked matchups here in Week 12. The Irish favored by 11.5. Over under 57.5. Rain, it might be a factor in this one. I got to tell you guys, I had lined up some great facts, some great numbers, talking about how the ACC's flipped, how Pitt is part of a 4-way tie for first in the ACC, how they've got a new true freshman quarterback, Mason Heinschel, who took over, and they're 5-0 since then. I've talked about Notre Dame's great numbers, what they've done since that 0-2 start. Scratch all of it. Scratch it all, man. Pitt head coach, Pat Narduzzi, guys, saying, I'd gladly get beat 110-10 in that game. They can put 100 on us as long as we win the next 2 games.
Wow.
That is him saying this Notre Dame game doesn't matter.
That's
does
crazy.
not matter
That's
for
crazy.
Pittsburgh and the ACC race. What does matter is winning the ACC and getting to the college football playoffs. And guess what? It pains me to say this. He's right.
It does.
He's right.
He's
God,
not right. I'm saying that's.
not
I know
right, but it's
Narduzzi
right.
really well. That's AI. He didn't say that.
He did say
not-
it.
He didn't
It's
say
not
that.
AI.
No
He
bullshit.
said it.
He didn't say
There's
that.
video
He
of him
said it.
saying it.
No,
Coach.
that's AI. That's that fake stuff.
No, he
No.
It's
said
not
it,
AI.
bro.
It's
What
not,
the hell
it's
you
not
talking
McDonald
about?
driving
It
around.
doesn't matter. A
trolling
game that
Bills
you're
fans.
playing doesn't matter.
At
It's
Notre Dame.
insane.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
talk-
in Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's in Pittsburgh. Well,
It's in
I
Pittsburgh,
did
but it
talk
doesn't
to him.
matter, right?
I talked to him, and that's a great football coach, man.
Oh, for sure.
Intense sucker. I'm telling you, it's AI. I don't believe it.
He
didn't
said
say
it.
that. He didn't say that.
He said it.
It's
He's
not
going to be
AI,
playing his
but-
ass. His team's going to be playing their ass off to win
Now,
that game.
for sure they
what
are.
are you talking about?
I believe that as well. And this is probably mental warfare, right? Just this is kind of messing with Notre Dame heads and their fans. But coach, if it's a, I don't know, let's say 28-7 game and they're losing early, mid in the fourth, maybe he pulls. He's like, that's it. We're
What are you
good.
talking about?
I'm just telling you, this is what his words are saying. We've
No,
got to
no,
worry
no,
about
no,
the
no.
ACC games, and that's what matters.
So you're with a.
I know.
Are we in Russia? Where are we? We're somewhere. We're not in America anymore.
Are we
No,
in Russia?
you're fighting to win this game. I don't give a shit. You're kind of pissing me off now. He didn't say that. If he did, I'm gonna call his ass up right now. What are you
He
talking
said
Right
it.
about?
now. Call
He
him right
said it.
now. You got
No,
his
you
number.
try
You
to
just talked
you
to
try
him.
to you how do you coach a football team and put what they go through, what players go through, and you don't try to kick the shit out of whatever you play. I don't buy that. And if
My
you're
guess-
down by 14, you're still trying to win that game. as hard
Maybe
as
he
you
was
can.
playing with the media. Maybe he
Yeah.
was doing some.
My
you
guess
know,
is
not that
he
guy.
told
That
the
guy's an
boys
animal.
in the locker room, I got a doozy
But he
lined
definitely
up.
said it,
Yeah.
Coach.
And they're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be talking about all these other things.
Yeah.
And you guys aren't going to be
they
bothered.
just run
It's all
5 in a
gonna
row.
Come on to me.
He
They've
loves
won
his
5
team.
straight. Yep.
He loves his team right now, and I talked to him. He's asking me about Notre Dame stuff, and he's a hell of a coach, and he loves his team. I think it's going to be a street fight, man.
I do too. Well, in Pittsburgh, that's what they do, man. It gets down and dirty, especially if that rain is falling there in the Three Rivers City. Again, that number is big to me. Notre Dame favored by 11.5. It's too big. Like Pitt's going to cover that. I think there's an outside chance they win. I think, but man, those quotes, Mark, kind of spooked me a little bit. Just enough to scare me a little bit. So.
Even if you know that that's the truth, like you can't say that the game doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
That's the point. It's insane. All right, so let's go to the second game. Coach, Texas at Georgia. Bulldogs home, favored by 6.5, over under 47.5. This one a rematch of last year's SEC championship game won by Georgia.
Yeah, I'm amazed at Vegas again. That's about what I would put it at, except for Texas had a bye week, and they just came off their best game. Arch Manning threw for 328, 3 touchdowns. You know, I'm going to warn Sark that I'm going to quit picking them. I've been picking them for 2 years because I like him as a coach. I like their players. I think Texas holds it. I'm not going to say who's going to win because I think they'll beat the spread. To me, this is a flat game. The way Texas is playing right now, I'd put it 1-2. I think Texas has a chance to win it, but I don't think Georgia will win by 7 or 6.5.
All right.
So I'll take Texas plus the points.
Mark, Oklahoma, Bama, tied, favored by 5.5, over under 45.5. Sooners sitting there at 7-2. A win keeps them very much in the playoff hunt. A loss, and boy, they're going to be needing some help as a 3-loss team.
Listen, man, this game it's going to be tough, man. Alabama, They've been winning, but it's been iffy. It's been really iffy. We can't run the football. We cannot, literally cannot run the football. That is alarming to me because we are one-dimensional on offense. Now we have 4 great receivers. We have a quarterback who knows what he's doing. But then you have our defense. Our defense has been carrying us, especially since that early season loss. They're very opportunistic, getting turnovers, getting sacks, getting interceptions, getting forced fumbles. Then you have Oklahoma, John Mateer. Ever since he came back from that thumb, he kind of hasn't looked like the same player. We know he's a threat with his legs. We've struggled sometimes with a quarterback that can run. Their defense, that's the key to this game. Oklahoma defense, they are one of the best defenses in the country. Coach Venables, obviously he's a defensive guy. Their D coordinator, they're done a great job. They get pressure on the quarterback. They're going to bring pressure. So as an offense, we're going to have to be able to find the pressure, block the pressure, and not be one-dimensional. And so this is going to be a tough game for us, man. And with how I don't like how it looks, 5.5, I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say we're going to cover. I'm going to say Bama's going to cover by 6 points. I think you have to. We cannot. A revenge game last year. We went to Oklahoma. They stomped us, ruined our college football playoff hopes. And this is a revenge game. Everyone that was there, Coach DeBoer, everyone that was there experienced it. This is a revenge game. You got to come out. You got to dominate. It's in Tuscaloosa. We have everything to play for. I feel like we cover in this game, even though I think it's going to be a hard-fought, tough game. I feel like we cover at the end somehow. Roll down tide.
I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of the Triple Option. I remind you, we are not an AI show. This is real stuff, Coach. There is no AI on the Triple Option. Rate us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as across social media. We are at 3X Option Show. Leave questions and comments as well. Join us next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, as we react to the 3rd college football playoff rankings. And a little special shout out, another tailgate tour stop. Texas and Arkansas fans, your attention, please. Friday, November 21st, head over to the Victory Lap Bar over at 6 Central for an epic tailgate filled with food, drinks, giveaways, music, and games, plus a live episode of The Stampede with our good friends Vince Young and the great coach Mac Brown. Special guest Jamal Charles will be in the house for that one, gents.
Jamal Charles, the man.
How about that? Go to Tailgate Tour, texas.rsvpify, rsvpify.com. So texas.rspify.com to RSVP. As always, thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Wendy's, FanDuel, Google, and DoorDash. Enjoy the football this weekend and stay away from AI, people. Just stay away from it. It's a dangerous place.